Welcome to the Mesonet Weather Report. I'm Wes Lee. Spring doesn't start for a couple more weeks, but our plants are saying otherwise. It seems that they are a couple of weeks ahead of schedule this year, like this peach tree blooming in February. The main culprit for this likely is the stretch of days where we experienced warmer than normal temperatures. For the month of January, we see that all counties except Texas and Cimarron came in with highs several degrees above the long-term average. February was almost a mirror image with highs well above the average, even including the Panhandle counties. When you look at the individual days during this 2-month period of time, we see that exactly 2 out of every 3 days recorded temperatures higher than the 15-year average. Some of these warm days exceeded normal by a wide margin, including Tuesday of last week, where 80s were common in many locations. This was 10 to 15 degrees above the expected average statewide normal high of 58 degrees. What is in store for us when the calendar says we finally reached spring? Well, according to the best guess from the National Weather Service, they are expecting temperatures to moderate into what would be seasonable or normal this time of year. We will have to wait and see. Gary is up next with a summary of last month's rainfall events.
Thanks, Wes, and good morning, everyone. Well, unfortunately, we had a lot of severe weather, a lot of tornadoes across the state, but we also got some rainfall. So let's take a look at that latest drought monitor map and see what we got. Well, our drought map is looking better and better each week. So again, we had some heavy rainfall across the southeastern half of the state, a little bit lighter across the northwestern half, so not much improvement there. But we did continue to whittle down that southeastern part of the drought. So that line continues to move to the northwest. Now we have just about 75% of the state in drought. That's still quite a bit, but those heavier intensities, those higher intensities of drought are starting to come down. We see again that southeastern half of the state, really southeast of I-44, we get 3-4 inches, but then we start getting into the 5, 6, 7, 8 inch range. And then down in far southwest Oklahoma, we get up into the 15 to 17 inch range. But we also see why the drought continues up in northwest Oklahoma, where those regions have less than 3 inches of rainfall, and out in the Panhandle, less than an inch. So drastically dry out in the Panhandle. Compare that to normal. Again, that southeastern part of the state, southeast of I-44, we have surpluses of 1 to 2 to 3 inches, in some cases up above 4 inches, a few deficits down in south central Oklahoma. But then you see a wide area of deficits, or at least close to normal, up in the northwestern part of the state. It's the driest part of the year, so it doesn't get drastically dry compared to normal, but it's a good time to get surplus rainfall or snowfall to help recharge that soil moisture. And they just didn't get it much up in that region of the state. Now, when we take a look at the Climate Prediction Center's drought outlook for March, we do see an area in central, down into south central Oklahoma, where drought is expected to improve or even be removed. But unfortunately, to the northwest of there, again, just about northwest of I-44, where that drought is already in place, it's expected to persist through the next month. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. So we're now entering climatological spring, where we should be seeing more rainfall events, more snowfall events, at least heavier events. But we really need those to fall in northwestern Oklahoma. We'll just have to wait and see what happens there. That's it for this time. We'll see you next time on the Mesonet Weather Report.